Welcome to my YouTube channel Astha School Shivahar.
Good morning, student. Now, before going to learn adaptation of in plants, we already have learned that is the how the plants make their food. Okay. After that, we read about some adaptations plants got to live at anywhere on the earth to live. Okay. So adaptation, first of all we know the adaptation, the living place of an organism that are suitable to live forever and to get their food, provide their reproduction, all things that they need, they fulfill from their surroundings, and that is adapted to live in that particular area. Okay. There is a definition of adaptation: a special features that make the organisms to live in a particular place, that is called adaptation. Okay. Now habitat is simply, we can say, living place of all the organisms are called habitat. Okay. Now comes to adaptation in plants. There are two kinds of adaptations mainly discussed about plants. One is terrestrial and second is aquatic. Those plants who live on land, that is called terrestrial habitat, and those plants who live in water or adapted to live in water, that is called aquatic adaptation. Okay. Now terrestrial plants, there are different we know that earth has many diversities that has created a special feature to live the plants in a particular area, and first one of them is plants growing in plains. Plains means in Hindi samtal. Okay. In that area, those plants who grow in plains that has branches and leaves. Okay. The plants that grow in plain area that has adapted to live in cold as well as hot climate. Okay. And they shed their leaves annually. Okay. As for example, neem, mango, peepals, etc. And the other is desert plants. They have possessed some special features. I already told you. Every sector has different characters that has specified the organisms to live in that area, and that is the desert. In desert, plants grow in very hot and dry area. Okay. There is only sandy soil, and there is a special feature, that is a sandy soil gets heated up very quickly in daytime and becomes cold after sunset. Okay. So in desert area, temperature will reach up to maximum 45 to 50 degree centigrade. Okay. and at night they come to 15 degree centigrade. Okay. Annual rainfall is 20 centimeter. This is the lowest rainfall, and it is the characteristic feature of desert plant. Sandy soil, okay, I have told you. Sandy soil has a special character that cannot hold much more water. So, if the plants growing in desert, and they have long root. Okay, they have, means this is the land and this is sand. Okay, sand up to here, and the plant has root which touches the this bottom of the soil, and here these are the sand. Okay, so in this way its root is very much long, because roots have to absorb water and minerals from the earth, and due to holding capacity is very much less in sand, that's why root elongate to touches the bottom of the earth. Wind, there is a wind very strong and dry out plants easily. Okay, so there is a special feature plants have, that is a leaf is coated with a waxy layer, and that protect much more loss of water from through the leaf from plants. Okay, as for example, cactus, date palm, its example. You have seen in books or in your surroundings, somewhere there is an exception to grow cactus in our areas, and they have their stem. Their stem is fleshy. Okay, fleshy, and they stems are green. Green means they have chlorophylls. So chlorophyll. So a stem takes part in food making, means through photosynthesis. Okay. Now mountainous plants. Mountainous plants have a special feature. The plants that grow in very cold climate, temperature will be up to 10 degrees centigrade and minus 10 degrees centigrade or minus 30 degrees centigrade. Okay, in this way much less temperature will be there. Okay, plants are tall, straight and conical shape. There is a conical shape, means plant as for example, you see Ashoka trees. Ashoka tree in our areas that has branches downward, and this make a conical shape. And the benefits of conical shape are during winter season, when snow falls on the leaves, they are due to the downward of the leaves or branches, they don't stay on the branches or leaves and shade downward. Okay. The plants that grow in mountain regions that are called coniferous. Okay, conifers. Conifers means flowerless. There is a structure that is the non-flowering plants. There is a structure that hold the seed. Hold the seed inside a structure. Here seed, different seeds, that is called cone. Okay, the seeds present in a conical structure, that is called conifers. That's why that plants also known as conifers. Leaves are needle-like. Okay, needle-like means this is the plant and that is branch leaf. This is the needle. Needle-like means this feature helps the plants to lose their water very less, and they make them adapted in that mountainous area. Okay, as for example, pines, cedars, deodars, etc. Now come to the plants growing in marshy areas. Marshy means the soil, clay soil with very much sticky. Okay, sticky clay soil is called marshy area, and there is a little space between clay soil particles. Okay, breathing roots come out. Okay, in marshy areas, oxygen is not fulfilled from the ground. That's why the roots come out in the environment and fulfill the requirement of gases. Okay, as for example, mangrove plants. Okay, it is also known in Hindi Sundari Wan. Okay, now forests. Different plants are growing in forests like trees, herbs, shrubs, fungi, mosses, lichens, etc. But in that all plants, only tree is abundant, means they are growing in vast area, in vast numbers. Okay, as for example, okay, all I have given you. Next, grasslands. Grasslands needs less water than trees and bushes. Okay, tree is a plant that as much as tree need water, in regarding to grasses, okay, grass need less water. Grasses have fibrous roots and they bind the soil together, and roots of grasses and small plants make the soil rich and suitable for farming. Soil particles, we see in hot areas or in summer season, some strong air blows the water where grasses are not present, air spreads into the air and go from one place to another. Okay, to prevent the soil soil erosion, we need to plant the grasses, that because grasses roots hold the soil firmly and they will never escape that. Okay. Leaves grow from the base. Okay, shepherd in our areas also, and mountainous area, you see in the mountainous area, shepherd take a herd of goats, buffalo, cows, and take them to the field and for the grazing. In the during grazing, the grasses are decreased in a number, but after some time, okay, they will increase again, become green land, because roots, leaves are grown at the leaves are grow from the base of the plant, okay. So when that's why the grasses grow quickly after grazing the animals, okay. Now coastal plants, the plants which grows in coastal areas, that are called coastal plants, like coconut plant. Coconut plants grow in coastal areas because they need much more water with salt to grow. That's why they are called coastal plants. Seeds dispersed by water, okay. The plants growing in coastal areas, their seeds dispersed by water, okay. Next, here first one is terrestrial plants, another is aquatic plants. The plants which live in water, that is called aquatic water. As for example, we see hydrilla, water hyacinth, duckweed, etc. all are aquatic plant, okay. But for the living standard of the plants in water, that are classified in 3 categories. First one is floating plants. Those plants which float on the surface of water, that is called floating plants, okay. Floating plants have a special feature. Their stems are swollen and spongy bodies, okay, and their roots are fibrous and not fixed in the bottom. As for example, water hyacinth and duckweed. Next, fixed plant, okay. Fixed plant, roots grow in the water bed. Water bed means this is the water, okay. Here this is the pond, this is water bed. This is called water bed, okay. Water bed. In that area, stems, roots grow, okay. The roots grow up to here. Then it is called water bed, fixed plant, okay. See, stems are long. Here, see, stems are long, okay. Hollow means tube-like, like this one, okay. This will become hollow, tube-like, and light. Light means in Hindi halka, okay. Leaves and flowers grow from the top of the stem, okay. Leaves are broad with stomata on top surface. You know stomata present about stomata. There are 3 kinds: floating plants, okay, and fixed plant. Here leaves are here and stomata is present on the top, on the upper surface, okay. As for example, lotus and lily. Next, underwater plants. The plants which are grown in under the water, okay, that is called fixed plant. underwater plants. Okay, there is no stomata. Underwater plants have no stomata, breathing through a small air spaces in their stem. Okay, they respire through their stem. Stem means here. This is the stomata. Sorry, not stomata. This is the breathing through a small air spaces, and this air spaces, okay, like this one, air spaces, and through this it respires. Okay, this is, as for example, hydrilla and pond wheat, etc. Okay, now come to the parasitic plants. Okay, see here, parasitic plants, the plants which live on other plants or get food from the other plants is called parasitic plants. Okay, see, parasitic plants. Parasitic plants. Okay, as for example, fungi. See, fungi has no chlorophyll. Okay, only they absorb food, water and minerals from soil. Water and minerals from soils. Okay, now as for example, okay, this is a fungi, there is a common name mushroom. Okay, mushroom, toadstool, etc. Toadstool, etc. Okay, now come to the insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants. Okay, in these categories, first, the definition of this plant is the plants which eat insects to fulfill their nitrogen in their food. Okay, so as for example, pitcher plant. Okay, pitcher plants, Drosera plants, etc. Venus flytrap plant, okay, etc. These insectivorous plants actually they grow in nitrogen-less soil. That's why they need to trap insects to fulfill the nitrogen in their food. Okay.
Thanks for watching this video.